In this video we're going to be learning how to play the surf classic Pipeline by the California band the Chantays. And in my opinion this is a real must-know guitar instrumental tune. It's been very widely covered by all kinds of different people, including the Ventures, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Anthrax, Bill Frisell's done a very nice version of this, and I think my particular favourite is the version by Johnny Thunders on his solo album So Alone. And in fact, in another video which I'm going to try and put out next week, I'm going to take you through how Johnny Thunders plays this tune. In this video I'm going to be concentrating on how to play the original. It's really fun to play, not too difficult I don't think. I think from a technical point of view the main challenge is going to be the tremolo picking that's involved quite heavily in this tune. Tremolo picking is just where you're picking the same note fast with down up strokes of the pick. It is quite a tricky technique to get the hang of. It's certainly a difficult technique to play at speed and under control, and my suggestion, if you want to work on your tremolo picking, then learn this tune because it's a real tremolo picking workout. Anyway, let me take you through how to play it. So I'm going to break this song down into sections, and I'm also going to break it down into the rhythm guitar and lead guitar parts. We've got two guitars you can hear on this song. There's the rhythm guitar, which is mainly playing these low down kind of bass riffs, and then you've got the lead guitar, which is playing the main melody to the tune. And interestingly enough, the lead guitar is quite a bit lower in the mix than the rhythm guitar, which is one of the quite interesting sonic things about this track. If you're playing it on your own, it's actually pretty easy to go between the two parts and do a convincing version of this tune. So you can start with the rhythm guitar, then switch to the lead for the melody, and then go back to the rhythm guitar again. If you're playing it in a band or with a friend, then it's perfect because you've got two separate guitar parts that work really nicely together. So the song kicks off with this tremolo picked run or slide down the low E string. So, and then we get into this bass riff down in the open position. So we're going to start off round about the 19th fret on the low E string, and this is where the tremolo picking starts, and we're basically just picking down up as fast as we can whilst sliding down that low E string. And just a few little tremolo picking pointers if you're not familiar with this technique. I think the most important thing is to stay as relaxed as you can in your picking hand and arm and wrist. I think the temptation is sometimes to do the opposite when you're trying to get something really fast and you tense up, but I think that will actually have the opposite effect, and it will mean you're not be able to go as fast as you'd like to, and also you won't have the stamina to get through an entire song where there's loads of tremolo picking. So stay as loose and as relaxed as you can. You also want your picking technique to be nice and efficient, so you don't want too much movement of the pick. You just want to move a very small distance either side of that low E string, and you don't want to dip your pick down too far below the strings, otherwise you're going to snag on the strings and there's going to be lots of friction, and again you're never going to be able to build up speed. So keep an eye on that, and then I suggest just building things up slowly. So you can start by just alternate picking nice and slowly, and gradually building up speed on that, maybe using a metronome to help you get there. Anyway, that's our introductory slide. We're into this main riff, and this riff is outlining the sound of an E minor chord. We're in the key of E minor for this song, and the notes we're using here are the open low E string, then we've got a G, the 3rd fret on the low E string, and a B, 2nd fret on the A string, and we're going E, B, G, B, E, B, G, B. And I was just reading up about this song the other day, and apparently this technique is called Alberti bass, where you're taking the notes from a chord or an arpeggio and you're playing them in that kind of order. So we've got the lowest note, the highest note, then the middle note, and then the highest note again. Alberti bass, there we go. That's a new musicological term for me, and maybe for you as well. So got our opening riff. Drums come in, we play that about 8 times I think, then the main melody comes in, the lead guitar comes in, but for now I'm just going to take you through the rhythm guitar. We'll come back to the lead guitar parts. So We're going to keep playing this E minor riff. Then we're just changing up to A minor, and the riff is following the harmony there, and we're just moving everything across to the next pair of strings. So playing that 4 times. Incidentally, I should have mentioned palm muting for this tune is essential. I think for that opening slide, for all of these riffs, use some quite heavy palm muting. That really helps with that surf sound, really helps bring out the splashy flavour of that reverb as well. So far we've got four bars of E minor, 4 bars of A minor. Then we have this. So the implied chords here are B for a bar, C, B, to C again, then 2 bars of B, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then A minor for 2 bars. And all the rhythm guitar is doing is just playing the root notes of those chords, just single notes. So we're starting off on a B here, 2nd fret on the A string, and really just playing, again, tremolo picked 16th notes, 1 and a 2 and a 3. Occasionally I think there's an 8th and then 2 16ths, so that kind of galloping rhythm. So you can mix that in sometimes with the 16th notes. So going up 1 fret to C, same thing, back to B, and then back to B, and there's a slight variation here. It goes like this. So we're just going between the B note and an open A string. Repeating that. Then just the open A string. And then we've got another one of those slides up from the 19th fret, and we're back to the intro again. And the whole tune goes round one more time. So let me come on to the main lead guitar part. That goes like this. And for the most part, this is fairly simple to play. We're starting on this B note once again, and we've got B, then open D string, and then 2nd fret, open 2nd, and then we've got 4 2 0 2, 4 2, 4 2 again, and then 0 2 0, back to that B note. And if you're a beginner or early intermediate player, then rhythm here is an important thing. You might need to count this out if you can't just get the rhythm by listening. So it's 1 2 3 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 2 3 and 4 and. Then we're repeating that melody, but we're just playing it up over the A minor chord. So everything is moved over to the next pair of strings, exactly the same thing. And then we've got this. So over the B to C chord changes, we have so we're picking the 4th fret on the D string. So we've got a beat of 16th notes and then a pair of 8th notes. and then just playing that note 3 more times. So 1 E and a 2 and 3 and 4 and sliding from 4 to 5, then 5th fret on the G string, back to the D string, sliding back from 5 to 4, and then 2 4 2. So technically I think the best way to do this is to slide with the 3rd finger and then kind of roll the finger over to catch that 5th fret note on the G string, and then roll back again to the D. We repeat that. And then we're just doing this. So that's just the 4th fret on the D string, and then 2 4 2 4 2. And then the rhythm guitar takes over, I think, with that part. That's the verse for both the rhythm and the lead guitars. So let's come on to what I'm calling the bridge section of this tune. And this is all played by the rhythm guitar. I can't hear any lead guitar at all at this point in the tune. And in fact, it's where the electric piano comes to the fore on the recording. The rhythm guitar part is pretty easy to play. It's all played on the low E string, just using tremolo picked bass notes. And it goes something like this: 2 3 4. It goes round again. So it's really just outlining the chord changes. A minor, 2 bars of that, 2 bars of G, 2 bars of F, then 2 bars of G. Goes round again. We've got 2 bars of A minor, 2 bars of G, 2 bars of F, and then it ends up on E minor and goes round for a final verse. So we're just playing the root notes of all of those chords really, and starting with this A note, and I'm really just thinking tremolo picked 16th notes. So 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. Going down to G, down to F, back up to G. It might be a few little passing connecting notes you can hear in there. Goes round again to A minor. Back to F. Ends on an open low E string, and we've got another one of those long slides. So think tremolo picked 16th notes. As we found earlier in the song, there are some little variations in rhythm. As long as you just keep your picking hand moving, sometimes you've got that galloping 8th and 2/16 rhythm in there as well. So you can mix that up a little bit. So feel free to experiment a little bit with that. But that's basically the tune. Then we go around for one final verse, which is played the same as all of the others, and all just ends on a open low E string. A quick word then about the gear I'm using in this video. And if you want surf guitar tones, then you're thinking twang, you're thinking reverb, maybe a little bit of tremolo as well. And I'm lucky enough to have some really nice gear to capture those classic surf sounds. So I'm using my Fender Jazzmaster, which has got a great clean twangy sound. From that I'm going into my Fender Deluxe behind me here, and the reverb is all coming from that. I've got the reverb control on 9 or 10 there, so loads of nice spring reverb, and I'm using a little bit of the onboard tremolo from the amp as well. Pedal wise, I'm just using a touch of gain from my Rocket Archer overdrive pedal. It's essentially a clean sound, but I'm just warming things up a little bit with that pedal. Now, if you listen to the tones on the Chantays original, there are those two guitar parts in there. I think the rhythm guitar part has got that classic reverb drenched surf sound. The lead guitar is actually a bit drier and a bit warmer sounding, so you might want to experiment with those kind of tones as well. Personally, I've just gone for that twangy surf sound for everything today. So that's Pipeline for ya. I hope you enjoy learning to play the tune. I actually spent a quite ridiculous amount of time yesterday making a backing track for this tune. That's going to be up on my Patreon page, as well as a very meticulously put together tab of both of the guitar parts that you can hear in this tune. You might like to check those out. Thank you for watching. I shall see you next time. Bye bye.